Hello, everyone. So let's take a look at calculating probabilities or percentiles using the desktop version of Minitab. So I'm going to go ahead and share my Minitab screen with some vehicle data in it. So now that I've already checked in a previous video that miles per gallon is a symmetric data set, I can use my normal curve and I can calculate probabilities and percentiles. So I am going to use that column. So there's a couple different ways in Minitab we can calculate these. I'm going to show you one way, and it's through the graphing feature, and it's nice because it gives you a nice visual to go along with your answer. All right, so if we go to graph and we go down to probability distribution plot. Now this will be for both probabilities and percentiles. So you distinguish between those two within this feature. Now, anytime we're using this here, we're going to choose view probability. So it doesn't matter if we're looking at a probability or a percentile. View probability is always the option there for us. And click OK. Now you'll notice on this screen, it says distribution normal. So it's going to default to the normal curve. And it will also default to the curve with a mean or a center at 0 and the standard deviation or the spread at 1. So it's actually going to default to that standard normal curve. So here I have my normal distribution. I don't want to change that. Now, maybe I need to know the, for this miles per gallon, the mean and the standard deviation. I already calculated that in a previous video. I don't remember exactly what the mean was, but I think it was somewhere around 24. So I'm going to plug in 24. If I was really doing this, I would go back and double check. And my standard deviation was like 2.098, something along those lines. So I'm going to plug in my mean and my standard deviation for using this normal curve. Now, my next thing I want to do here, my next step is go to shaded area. Now, under the shaded area, this is where I'm going to choose if I'm searching for a probability or if I'm searching for a percentile. So right here, you need to read the little writing because when we skip this, then it's hard for us to choose the right option. But it says define the shaded area by. So I want you to visualize this curve and you can see them right here, but it's asking, what are we defining the shaded area by? So am I defining this little shaded area here in the tail by a probability, meaning I know the area under the curve? Or am I defining this little shaded area in the tail by an actual data value? So that's the difference. So if you have the probability, that means you're going to select probability here. And that means you're looking for the data value. So it means you know the area under the curve and you're looking for the data value. That means you're looking for the percentile. Now, if you're looking for the probability, you will choose X value, meaning I have a data value and I want to know what the area is under the curve, maybe to the left or to the right, or maybe in between. So you could see we have a lot of different options. So to the right, we can choose, that's what it just automatically defaults to, but you could easily select left, look at the both tails, or the middle. Now, when you select the middle, it means you're going to enter two different values. Both tails means you're going to enter one value and it's just going to be symmetric. Okay, so maybe I want to know what the area is to the right of a value of, let's say, 27. Okay, so miles per gallon, that is 27 or more when I say to the right. So let's go ahead and click OK, and we will take a look at the image we get here. So right here, so 27 miles per gallon or more. So I have a 7.6% chance of having a vehicle or selecting a vehicle here that has a miles per gallon of 27 or higher. Okay, that's what that means. Now, of course, you can always play around with that feature and you can do the in between, or you can do the typical less than. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at finding a percentile. So again, we're going to use the same exact feature. So graph, probability distribution plot. Again, view probability. And then I'm going to click OK. Now I'm going to use the same data. So normal 24 and 2.098, I'm going to leave that the same. It's just when I go into the shaded area. Now, keep in mind, I just used this feature. So anytime you use a feature twice, it will save what you just did. So I'm going to now select probability, meaning I want to find a percentile. Then I'm going to select which one I have. So maybe I'm going to choose the left tail this time, just because we did something to the right last time. So let's think. Maybe I want to know what the percentile is for the lower 20% or something like that. So I'm going to plug in 0.2 or 0.20, either one. And I chose left because I'm talking about the lower to the left side. And I'm going to click OK. So now we're going to get this little visual here, which is great to see. Okay, so that means the 20th percentile, right? So 20% of the data values are less than this number right here, and 80% are greater. So my 20th percentile is 22.23. So only 20% of the vehicles have a miles per gallon less than 22.23, and 80% are higher.